Kaya yuxatini yayaki tik disi awa aka chinkat kadahun yaki yawahi. Aku aqanakasi tawasako khasakhandata we yuk oututla atk. Aka awe yak yeka kwati. Kliatke yik akwabuz. Qal khasakhan yagi data we yuk akahitla art. Achawe yekhwaji yan yi nei. Aka qane yakwahi ya hawujin yuk atul atki. Ya khasakhan dat. Adusa du tawasako koa yuk ewatani ya yidat.
Yegugang achik aktiwu aktuasiku to sing for you. Okay. I want to show you. So, okay. Kusakanda shiye. Oh, it's got motions too. Okay. Ich sechan, adusa is sechan, chat is sechan ge, wooch to the khan, wooch to the khan, hooch
Yak away.
Kinatish.
We could all try it.
Good.
Yeah, guac gakti sheesh. So, let's do it again. Okay. Now I lost it. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me stop sharing for a minute so you don't have to look at my messy desktop. Okay, I got to see. Take home. Kusakanda see take home. Okay. Tade no. Kuswa. Kuswa yuha. Oh, yadu. Okay.
All right.
All right. So motions. Yeah, well. Play, night, book.
Ich sechan,
Adusa Elementary teachers are the best. All kinds of activity.
Goodness, cheese.
I'll do mine. To break the love up. Ach say ach inwoch he wutan tusli antin. Aga away wush wudisha. Adach away gunayadi yeyati. Gusu ach ke kwakweni yayidat. Ach tu wusagu. Ke kwakweni itinach yachyati. Akaksach at achni. Kushya kakwasani. Finish.
Goodness, cheese plain. Okay. The revenge verb popped up. That was good. Okay.
All right. Okay, I'll try mine. I'm going to share my screen, hopefully. Oh, where is it? Actually, never mind. Technical difficulties. I'll do it later. Let me figure it out.
Désactué d'être. Ah,
Oh, there it is. Okay. Hmm.
I'm just sitting around waiting for you.
Okay. Goodness teach.
Usk.
mm,
Let's see. I'm going to try again.
okay.
Okay, here we go. All righty. So, Hega Hana Yu Hatank. So let's see if I can you see? So, so two people at the table, non-gender specific. Ahana, dasawe adat yu tiatank. Iyak ewe, ya kidzige, hahidi kadenye jikwane, kahwe ijikwane, sutat we tlich, deyik dujit hwasain, tuye iyak awe. These are the true words of love.
Kahwe, huh?
And taking out the garbage.
Yeah.
Goodness teach.
All right.
Jeez.
Okay. Goodness cheese.
And I found this day Iksehan Kakuchtetsu from the Inland Speakers Phrase Book.
Okay.
Shish Achuni.
Goodness cheese. Tsukka.
Kataya. Phrases if I was to write Valentine's cards. And ya kudzigei tukatash. You know that one? Ya kudzigei tukatash isiti. Ichsihan, Ichsiha, do tea. So, smarty pants, you are a smarty pants. I love you, I miss you, her sweetheart. Right out of the phrase books.
Yakewe.
Jeez.
Iksehan.
Goodness cheese.
Okay. Tsukka you.
Hat. Sigu kusachani yagi katyuhan. Tatke ach dachkan
Dachant ka du tla ka du ish. Kwanlin dach deslinde hasmuku ka chish. We teak tunach how do you say that? Sha tudli hoot. Ice fishing. We take tunach klet yam tu adlako. We asterchi kunach uski yeti achtachant. Kunach chasichan we uski asterchi.
Cheese, echa.
Ish.
Yes.
That's ice fishing glade kakena.
Oh, Lingi chinach.
Oh, chingik ena.
Yedlach, we teak, ish, you do a sock one canines, gosh. Teak, ayak, kaudutle wash. Pas de tos go a steer a tour. Gosh, ish ka a steer. Gosh, giwe. Wawus koa.
Good cheese.
Ish ka hit a joe. Ish a kaye wuti and ark has to hiti. Nekusha. Ishk. So you do a sock way, tide pools. Ishk. Ish koa fishing hole. Yet ik a tunach. Ishka at lechi. Usk. Okay. Ishk ka at lech kisani. At jo gwall dachnach, gwall naski nach hawe. We uski a adatki. Yakecha, gulchish.
I forgot to share my screen while I was talking. Can I just show you?
Hatu was ni.
Dachant oe ka du ish. Deslin ai oe. Good cheese.
Same plate.
Hai.
Good cheese.
Gulchish. Tuk ge, Johan. Kanachike ayak hasachandat, yuchetangi.
Chatsu Kasakanadat Karshahit. Read Sagu Kasakanya Gilia Kashki Ishu do a sak of Kawu Kwashki Quantity Ahuakaya Tiweka Do Anika to Tlek Gitsuchasakan Yakda Jusitaniwe Tita Cook is Kricht Ich zu surfing for two. Wanganins kat kanach geosatan. Belwasa ote. Kidain at is ich. Eik edo at chai. Uj in chanach city. Ujaya gonna cheese.
Gonna cheese.
Ukecha, gulchish. Kecha we.
I forgot that I put the thing about Rose in the chat.
Oh,
It's a little segment from Molly of Denali of Real Kids in Alaska, and it's Rose Katas talking about Tlingitani.
oh, okay.
And I thought that might be a good subject for subtitles in Tlingit.
Oh, yeah, pretty.
And
Seen
then,
it already.
have you done it? Well, yes, Frank. Then there's my sentence that's a Valentine that might be a complicated grammatically incorrect thing. Ak ik kasakhan achawe cook you aye. So I'm trying to say, I love my brother because he always buys me books.
Oh.
But I wasn't sure about the connection.
Gwash. Cook away. Ach, yes. You ka egg at away. Khasakhan. Yeah, ach, eek.
Ah, okay. Gnos cheese.
Okay, ha. Gan cheese. So, okay, you want. Kalkiwe. Khatsukakwa ak. Yat utat away. Kheochtsekit. Hasu anikach seat ka. Hasu toasagu seat ka kwan. Kusti. Ya yidat shkat kwan. Hilkatin khasaku adusa aye wutien. Ha aye yeti dat tsu. Ye awe koa. Yat utat. Ikte wutua art. Ya uhan. Akawe kutek wutusatin kutek. Chak khanach chak. Te awe has awe tek. Kwal takltin. Aka awe. Ke wutua shi. Wutusatin tash khanach kusha. Ach tu ke dat. Ha we do a tash kwi di chak. Adachawil the katwe lukach adi kakach adi. An kallaku awesha shakik ehas wutien. Adjoyach tu yake wesha chasatini. Ya yagi. Daku noe achi wutu shi. Shukwa ai. Daklawidi ya achlil kohas. Stukhin. Ichte awahas wutlahash. Sit tayich. Adata we you took the ton. Gwell tell stukhin awe eqa chosatin ya ach kusti tin. Achant aya ye hawutin koa. A itcha soktinidi achi. A joy hatu wasagu which yachidali awe hakusti. A itch awe yanyedi achi. Aqa awe lukach adi. Ka luknach adi. Ye awe du yaka nagudi, you do a sock way achi. Du yaka nagudi huwa aha. Shahe yati yeli huwa aha. Chayash kanal quatlech du yaka nagudi yagudi. Isaku. Aka kitli ish hadach kil atsh. Ketain wuchin has atlech. Qusakhantin. Ye awe qone atach aya kakwatatinen. Khanakawanik. Kakakwina u. Ya I shatu tuasagu. Oh yake. Gwal khati saku aka isaku aya tlel ketain adat yu tuchtatan. We at you kutik. You at kutik. Tlel ketain akda tushte. Helwasa o tekoa. Ya yagitsu. Kusakhan yagi ach kak. Ka yagi awe. Ye awe khotu. We nesh ka story hasu kuku. Kudzati yagi. Gwal yagi. Ikayagi. Ye awe khoach. Suku ikayagi. How? Yake ya yedit khosaku. Ke khosakun. Ja, ach kak, ach klar, du ik, du kayagi, aya, ja yagi, du jide yuk akwatan, ja da itch. Aka awe ja yagi zu Hawaii, aye wutien chak, kupten cook, aya, hu awe akawa ak, we Hawaii, the cut Hawaii shut the honey. Du toasagu awa shadi, we Captain Cook. Achawe has our jack has the anikach yayagi. Ye awa atati dichtatan. One canins tatach to ashko koa, which a good koo has with the jockey. Her koa quash ye uji. Chadasa aya ye utusine ye coxene aya has the anikak. Aka awe ak echat wuti and guksa. Awa jack away her. Eka away do da it. Do nawu. A dach away. Has awa jack. It away katain away ye has ausene. Yel the cut do da it. Chu o ya. Has to anyadi. Has to anyadi yach away ye has ausene. Ye away. Gwash choach has to anyadki away. Has to da it has agus ian. Has to nawu it. Kalchas wo choa. Just ye away has to toss a good kunachwe katle itch away. Where cards are bay. Ye away ye has ausene. We Captain Cook da it teen. Acho awe glad cart she has. Ye away. Ka in has a kawanigan. Ya Captain Cook away has so a ha. Clag clash eka koa. Ye has so a jean koa achoa. Echat wutin. We Kona Brewery, yak pizza has as Chosatin koa, we menu a cook. Click a pizza ye has USA Captain Cook. A joy has achwawus. Ya Captain Cook ach to us a goo. Extra Captain a cook ye ach to us a goo wutsu. Klesh has o shuk koa. Klesh has ours ku. We krekash katni gwasa atwune has the ani cook. Gunners cheese shach disa achi. Wasach to us a goose sakuyi inin qati. Ya yagi ka chatlak yagi. Ye awa. Ya ach shat ka achietki has to yes ka kwasa Ya wasus gli ka. Hechasakuta satsu. Eka huina ya hwau has to yes ya yagi. Ka u adi. Gunners cheese. Ye awa. Ucha. Okay. If there's no others,
I got one.
Oh, goodness, cheese. Cook.
So mine is you'll see. So it's a little similar, but some of my own guresa ituity, doc knock sa isiti, cheshak da ya kush uske, kadanye nasne, we sik kanai uts, ye na lane. Well, there's my Valentine Day phrases. I'm not, yeah.
Okay, goodness, cheese.
How do I stop sharing? Here we go.
Okay, good as cheap. Okay, thoughts, reflections, questions about what we just did, and then we'll do generally. That
I was
great.
a little disappointed Kook didn't have animation and music, but it's okay.
This whole thing.
That time's coming again. Once I get myself a better computer, I have a program to do animation too, so it's coming, man.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we want a whole Super Bowl show with weasels and wolverines.
Oh man, you guys would have definitely had some crest animals based on Cluck One clients for sure doing Valentine's Day if I had my way. Saying those phrases that were on those cards.
Okay, okay, Johan. Goodness cheese. Okay. Any questions? Anything on your mind? Language related stuff?
Nee,
Ah,
kataya Juan you had to a sakwe, Kachanakte. We Ishkalnigi, Talkanu Kasha, Tlukaha de Kataklawedi, we Dasa. What was that about? Your
oh, yeah. Let me drop some things in the chat first. Where did I put these? I've been really thinking a lot about a bunch of place names. Oh, I don't know where they are now. I have to find them. Okay. Oh wait, no, here they are.
Angatlaku through the flood.
Yeah. So let me drop some things in the chat. Just these are some of my theories on how some of the clan names tend to work. And I'm pretty sure like when we talk about like bodies of water and stuff, there's some things that haven't been fully kind of documented that I've been trying to figure out. And I'm pretty sure that Qi is a big open bay, is a little bight, and Nach is a fjord. So it's like steep and it's steep and long and narrow, right? So those are your three main sort of bay type of things. So when you have a name like Tashquedi or Tashqunachkusha, I'd always heard it was the mountain that never flooded, but I could never figure out like how that really worked. But then I was in Petersburg over the weekend, and we were just looking at place names and talking about stuff, and I did a sort of closer examination of some stuff and noticed there's Tashq, and then things build off of that. So Nach is a little fjord, so Tashqnach would be like maybe a little narrow fjord in the little cove, right? So there's a cove and then there's a fjord within the cove, right? And then you've got this flat basket thing. And then you have Tashqnachusha, which is the mountain. Well, it's basically, I guess you'd say mountain at small fjord at wide basket cove. If you're just going to sort of like translate the Tlingit kind of fairly literally. And that is called Devil's Thumb Mountain in English. And there's the Chukachati were Tashquedi when we lived up on that mountain. And so I was kind of talking about that because I was in Petersburg this morning singing. We were singing songs on a beach looking at a petroglyph, which is called Kutech. And we sang 4 songs. We sang I sang 2 Duckloedy songs, kind of running a little medley, sort of, and told about the Awastit and Kawatsech, because we're pretty close to the Shtukhin, and I've never been on the Shtukhin. I've been to Wrangell and to Petersburg. And then we sang a Suktinedi song, then a Yanyedi song, and then a Shukach Addi song. The last one was the only, well, it was a pretty good love jam that we did, and Lyle and Colleen were dancing on the beach, and it was just really neat. And then after that, I came back to Juneau, got flowers for Akshat, and yeah. Then I talked about Hawaii, Captain Cook getting it.
Gonna choose.
Ah,
Oh, we're gonna choose. That story I have in my dance group, Elder Tafquedi, Tom Dillon Sr. And I guess he told the story about his clan, and the newspaper lady got a hold of it. And someone from the tribe contacted me and said, she's putting this in the paper. So I called Tom, and he called her and said, don't put that in the paper. Because I'd never heard that story that he has. And it has talking about the cave way in the back. And there was a spirit back there in that cave that was holding that. There's a pretty cool story. I have it. I could share it with you at some point in life here.
yeah, send it my way. It'd be fun to
Uh,
and maybe start.
yeah, I just glanced at it and I called him. I said, "Are you going to put that in the paper?" And he said, no, they're not. So he got to talking and it got away from him. So anyway, I just heard that. And you know how it is when you hear this around those points around here, the devil thumb and those 5 points that stick up that never were under ice, Kate's Needle, Devil's Thumb, Castle Peak. There's about 5 of them. They never were under the ice. And then people tied themselves off to those places, you know.
We got, while we're all still spry, we got to do some immersions out at these places like at Beam Canal and go out to Llukach and then go out to Qanach and then go out to Qunachu. We just got to figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
Imagine just going out there and speaking Tlingit for like 5 days, living in a, I don't know what we'll need. We'll need like some kind of live aboard boat or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be a story worth documenting, and somebody should write a grant and make it happen.
It sound like we can get some funding and just make a documentary, like all in Tlingit about this stuff, and then whoever speaks English, we gotta throw them off the boat. So that's just be like a reality TV show.
Survivor. Survivor.
We're gonna throw off. Ah,
Kune keshi ha'in akawanik adata duish yachgus sik nach sanki
oh,
kunziti.
wow. Tseknach, Tseknach Sanki. Tseknach Sanki is Taku Harbor, and then Tseknach is right next to it. Okay. Yeah, we should. I mean, I feel like we can. I don't know. We just gotta get it. We talked about this years ago too. Just getting a boat and just like going, just go to some of these places. I don't know. Kind of a live aboard the summer of Atwushahashi Yukatunk. Floating language. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay, we'll have to make it happen. Okay. Yeah, okay. Anything else? I think there was another question about the meaning of something.
Good. That was me. I asked, my daughter works with some classes down in Seattle, and she said a young person was presenting, and then she said, "Goodness Chish," and what that means is, I couldn't have done it without you. So Miranda asked me if that was it, and I said, I've heard that before, but I am not sure. I know Goodness Chish is a verb.
Yeah, it is a verb. Well, it's like, it's an interesting thing because I think it's frozen and can't be analyzed fully anymore. I do think it means thank you. I'm not trying to sort of upend that. I'm not trying to change the language. But I also, you could say like, "Gunarchishichsatini." And then that's a little bit different, right? So that's sort of like, I'm thankful to have seen you. And we're going over this, I think, in intermediate Tlingit the other day too. So you could say, "Gunarchishawewe atcha." Thank you for the food. But if you look at there's a verb "tlachish," which is for something to be possible. So you probably have a ga and a and a na in there, which is, I don't really know. The ga, the only way you can have ga and na at the same time is if the first one is to the self. And so there's some possibilities. One of the theories is that there was a klesh on it because there's some really old people that I haven't heard it, but I've heard other people say they heard it on recordings that say which will put the whole thing in negative. And if it was negative and you had self-benefactive, and then you could say, you could put those pieces together and say it wasn't possible for myself. Like I couldn't have done it for myself. And so there's the theory, running theory is that you say it wasn't possible without you. And maybe it was sort of pulled from something longer and it just sort of got kind of taken off. But that's where, because yeah, chish is a verb root, which means possible. And I know it's kind of slang too. People say chish and suye, which might be taken a little too far. But you know, people can take ownership of the language. And what was that? The other question, katsaki. What was that from?
Oh, I thought I heard you say that when you were telling your story. And I thought I heard katsaki and you were just talking about touching, you were touching your arm.
That's okay. Let me back up for that one. I gotta put. So going back a little bit, I started talking about today's the day that Captain Cook got killed in Hawaii. And I'm not happy that people get killed, I'll just say that. But the story I was told was he was there in Hawaii with Kamehameha, and they were doing some trading, and he was kind of lowballing all the people. So they got offended, and they said, go take some stuff off their boat, because these guys are being cheap. So they started stealing things off of the boat of Captain Cook. So then Captain Cook thought that he could kidnap Kamehameha and hold him ransom or something. And he had united all the Hawaiian islands, so he was very powerful. And what they said is like his guys grabbed Kamehameha and then everybody just killed them pretty fast. And they gave him a burial like they would for some of their, they call them ali'i, we'd call them anyetki. And there was a way, this is the way it was explained to me, is there's a way they bury them where they cook them and then they clean them off and they don't eat them. They made it real clear, like we don't eat them. But we cook them and then we put their bones out in the sun so they get really sparkly. So that's katsaki, people's bones. And but there was a rumor that they ate them. So then the end of my story was I heard that story. Then I went to this place for pizza, and they had good pizza, but one of their pizzas was called the Captain Cook. So I said, "Can I get the Captain Cook with a little Captain?" And I was the only one who they were like, "Okay." But not everybody knows the story, so it was worth it. It's fine to me.
That is worth it, man. Nobody got it.
I was wondering about that too. I wrote it down. There's a lot of awajaki going on in that story.
Yeah, they got him. And then achtuch tlachish is I think it's possible. So that one pops up in the Raven stories as well. He thought he could fly into that whale. Or it'd probably be he thought he could fly into that whale. So that's another thing is you could say tuch tlachish, and you could say I think it's possible. So tlachish on its own is possible. Good questions.
Goodness, Chish.
Okay, I gotta take just a short, like 4-minute break. I go. Ach dutsiki aya qanei yakwaki. I'm gonna start my cooker. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're gonna do some. Let's see who you really love. So going through, we're gonna just work on some object-subject combinations a little bit. And then you folks are going to do some qastin yuqatangi on Wednesday. You guys will do that wuch'in. So let's all just try and take a turn. So if you've gone, wait until, there's quite a few of us, but just sort of wait until it seems like it's the next go around. And give it a shot. All guesses are good. All predictions are good predictions. So the first one we're looking for. Going through this is an imperfective verb. This is going to be se. And this one, because this little X right there, it is always going to be khan. It never changes. It is always short and high. Fun thing I heard over the weekend. I can't even remember where I saw it. I know. Sakinia told me from her research. Cyril George says that khan comes from qusakhan. So fun stuff. Loving all over the place. So this, we're going to have sikhan. So that part's not going to change. Sikhan, sikhan, sikhan. Nothing is going to contract that si. Nothing's going to change the length of this or the tone. So, and keep in mind, them is a third person singular. Them all is a third person plural. So, I love them. Or it. It could be it. We'll just go with them. Ye'aweh chesachan. Object in blue, subject in red. It's the only thing we're going to change right now. I love them all.
Hasatan. Kan.
Has chesachan. Gonna cheesh. So we throw the has on here. I love you.
Ichsechan.
Ye'aweh So there's I in blue, cha in red. I love y'all.
Yesechan.
Yichsechan. Ye'aweh. So we see the yi, which is both the yi and the I are going to cause the cha to contract. One thing I'm going to do like a pyramid of contraction at some point. So we'll see which one's most likely to go someday. I love people.
Kusachan.
Chuchsechan. Ye'aweh. Okay. I love something. Most people probably wouldn't say it, but it's just for practice. We got to have the something in front of it. Do we hear that?
At.
At chasachan. Okay, so there we've done them all. 0, I, yi, ch, at. Now that we're going to switch to we, for the first person, we're not going to put it in here because it's not a good thing to say. But if you're doing it for a self-affirmation, how would you say, I love myself? I'm not recommending you say this publicly. I'm just curious if we know how to say it.
Chush chesachan.
So, okay, so we got the chush. And the chush, but something needs to change right here. Okay, so si needs to change. And what's going to push it to change? And we can actually shorten this to sh. Oops. N. But you can't say it this way. I recommend not really saying this phrase. But maybe if like you're feeling down or something, I don't know. You need to cheer yourself up. But this needs to change. How? Shchadzechan. So that's how you would say, but use that as information for, you could say, shchodzetin, I saw myself. Chushyash shchodze, I don't think you could do it. To have revenge on yourself? I don't think. Okay. So now we're going to switch. So this now will switch. What will, for we, the cha will now change to what?
Tuh.
To.
Tuh.
So we love singular them.
Tusechan.
Tusechan. Yeah, away. So see, now these are all going to switch to tu. We're still going to go 0, I, yi, ch, ut. No big surprises coming. We love them all.
Has tusachan.
Has tusechan. We love you.
Itusichan.
Tusechan. We love y'all.
Itusichan.
Yeah, away. Look at all this pluralism going on. Okay. And so the tu cannot contract. It couldn't. Like the cha can, right? And there's some stuff to that, right? Because you could hear and you'll still know it's me. But tu. So even though you have three things, yi, tu, si, none of them are contractible. We love people.
Kutusechan.
Kutusachan. Yeah, away. Kutusachan. We love something.
Tusechan.
Atusachan. So this, we're going to go in this pattern, but now that we've got you, we're not going to have the you in there. We're probably not going to have you all. You love you all. It's too awkward to say. So now what gets substituted is me and us. It's coming. But first, you love them.
Isichan.
Isachan. Yeah, away.
Isichan.
You love them all.
Has isachan.
Has isachan. Right? We throw the hus right in front of it. So same thing. We've gone to all the way down. This will switch to I. And now, this is one where there was an elder I worked with who I was like trying to get him to say it and Tlingit. It's like, I would never say that. I wouldn't say that. I was like, well, okay, well, if you're asking a question, it's like, I wouldn't even ask that question. It's like, so I had to like convince. I felt bad because like it was a cultural thing. He's like, that'd be rude. You love me, right? But you're gonna say it, so you love me.
Chat isachan.
Chat isachan. Oh, here's a little test. So if we had chat isachan, what if I wanted to say that you love me? Say it to me. I don't think the second verb would have to go into a subordinate, just so you know. That is very close. I just want to change two things in this verb. Because that is say you love me. That is absolutely correct. Say you love me. But what if you want to say it to me? This is the bonus. Yechat. And I need one more change right here. Yeah, away. But again, probably not a culturally appropriate phrase, but maybe you're writing like a Tlingit pop song. There was a song like that, like love me, say that you love me, right? Okay.
The Yanaska Khatisichan Tagaudain.
Yeah, it was.
What was that one before Dane again?
Shagao.
Say it loud.
Oh.
It's Shagao Dane right here. Shagao Dane yechat yanascha.
Could you also say ach in kanenik?
You could, yeah. And so the difference would, when you say like ye yanascha or ye chat yanascha, which it's in a song. I was just thinking of that the other day because someone put me on the spot, like translate this song. I was like, oh man, because songs are really hard. But there's a part that says yuchat yechat ya, or is it yuchat yanascha achani chachasatina hiyahain. So it's in there. Say it to me. Yechat yanascha. Right? It could also mean promise me in certain situations. Okay, back to the love. You love us.
Ha.
Ha'isachan. Okay. You love people. There's going to be some contraction here. But chosekukoa ya chitzige. There's a big hint, I think.
Heitzechan.
But not the z though.
Heisechan.
Chisachan. Yeah, away. Ch plus I is chi. I think it's sound math. You love something.
Atsechan.
At. But we got to get the I. At isachan. Yeah, away.
Oh, yeah.
Atsechan. Okay. So now if we go from you to y'all, what has to change? We go from I to
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, away. You all love them. Singular them.
Them plural.
No, just singular.
Yisechan.
Yisachan. Yeah, away. So there's our formula. So now we're going to get a bunch of things. Yisachan. This one also cannot, maybe it can contract at times. We'll see if it does. Okay. You all love them all. Oh, I sound like I'm a Khan, just coming in to bring the peace.
Yisechan.
Yisechan.
Well, there's Yisachan, but we got to throw something right on the front to go from them to them all.
Us.
Hus.
Us.
Hus. Yisechan.
Yisachan Yuhan. No fighting. Okay. Okay. The boldest so far. We're not going to go, you all say to me, you all love me. Okay. But you all love me. Just for a drill. Don't go around bragging stuff.
Chat yisachan.
Chat yisachan. But see, now you all, if you're being shy about trying your prediction, you say, it's not culturally appropriate. That's why I didn't try it. So.
Yeah, so I just stepped right in there.
Oh, it's just a drill.
Cha de yu chat na yu.
No, stop. You all love us. If there was a contraction, it might be here. I gotta remember. But maybe, huh? I don't think there is one. I don't think it can contract. That's my prediction. It's been a while since I've done this drill.
Ha yisichan.
Ha yisachan. Yeah, what? Part of my brain was like, ha yisachan? No. Like, y'all love people. And these were all confirmed by Kachwan Ish. Did this big drill all the way through. If we get to it in time, we're going to get to you don't love me. I always laugh because his wife was so wonderful. And the next, she'd listen to us work. And, she's always sat in the next room. And I'd say, you don't love me. And she goes, Ishan! Just yells it out from the room. Okay. Y'all love people.
Would that be then key?
But I don't think you can contract the yeah.
Oh.
Not in the imperfective. So I would expect it to be 4 syllables. Oh, it's Quyisechan. I don't know why it goes long. Okay. Sheesh. Y'all love something.
Atyasachan.
Atyasachan. Yeah, well. And they love them both singular.
They love them.
It's 3 on 3.
Renee, could you say Ka Yisachan as well, or is that Ku Yisachan? Or
You could say Ka Yisachan. My experience has been K is preferred unless it causes confusion with some other K form of the verb. Like, you could say Kuyake and say people are good, but most speakers, I think, wouldn't because it would get confused with the weather. Kuyake. Oh yeah, we'll talk about love every class. It's better this than like some sort of punching verb or anything. Okay. They love them. Y'all trying to distract me. I feel like in my other class, people they have a pact. We don't talk. He'll just keep talking. My theory. Don't tell them. Okay.
Do you second?
No, there's no people. This is a singular third person. They and they. That means we have to start with a. Because you couldn't have 0, 0, si. So you can't have 2 zeros. So that object will switch to a. Third person object, third person subject must.
We already did it.
You did it? I wasn't I wasn't even here. Okay. They all love them all. They all love them. They all love them all. However it all works. That one got messy.
Hasasechan.
Hasasechan. They love me. Singular they.
Kan.
Say it again.
Chatzechan.
Chatzechan. They love us. So these ones will all have 0 subject markers. So they will all be sechan, sechan, sechan. We're only going to change the object for this one.
Hasikhan.
Yeah, Hasikhan. Galchish. They love you.
Isakhan.
Isakhan. I feel like we should have like 1,000,000 cookies and you just have to put the right conjugation. Okay.
Wouldn't that one right there be Isakhan with a pinched X at the end because they loves you?
No, my formula didn't work. Ignore the English.
Just be easy.
And then we need the decessive, of course. Not anymore.
Okay. They love y'all.
Yesakhan.
Yisakhan. Yeah, away. They love. Oh, no, oh, hold on. Let me try this. Boom! I fixed them all. One formula to fix them all.
Nice.
You can't make fun of me for that. They love people.
You're gonna wreck our English.
Hasikhan.
Tesha atinecha oti. Kusachan. They love something.
Atsachan.
Atsachan. So before we go into these husses, the huss comes first. So remember that. The huss comes first. Haschat, hasha, hasyi. Okay? Every time. So remember that. I do this all the time. I switch them all the time. I'll say like, yechat has, and I'm like, what am I doing? Ye haschat, right? The hus comes first. That hus is like, don't you cut in front of me. Are you objects? Okay. They all love me.
Haschatzachan.
Yeah, haschat. Just remember, haschat. You can start using these a lot, right? You got to get fluid with this stuff. They all love us.
Are there two husses?
No, there can only be one hus.
Hasikhan.
Haschasachan. Yeah. They all love you.
Isachan.
Yeah, away. Okay.
See, that wasn't culturally inappropriate.
It's fine. What is this? Okay, don't want that. Okay. They all love people.
Has Yisachan.
Well, we got hus, but now we gotta have k.
Okay.
Hus.
Hasahan.
Yeah, away. Hus kusachan. And they all love something.
No.
Hasatsachan. That hus comes first. Okay. So to switch to being loved, which is how we'll wrap up tonight, what is our pronoun going to be for the subject? We went cha, tu, I, y, 0. The last one remaining?
Duh.
Duh. And if it goes duh, this classifier must change.
Then it goes to DZ.
Yes. They are loved.
Pastud Zechan.
Oh, it's a singular they, though. There's no hus. But you had it.
Dudzahan.
Yudzechan. They all are loved. Now we put the hus back on there. Get that hus on there.
Pastud Zechan.
Astudzechan. I am loved.
Itudzahan.
That's coming.
The Kadain on the beginning of that.
Katudzatan.
Chatudzechan. Yeah, aware. I am loved. We are loved.
Hadutsakan.
Hadutzachan.
Yeah. And the last one, you are loved.
Idudzachan.
Dudzechan.
Oh, yep, idudzachan. Ah.
Yay. Kalkawu. Yeah, waka. Katiki awe katlego. Tune. A pat on the back never hurt anybody. Good job. This is, I think if you haven't done stuff like this before, I know we've done a little bit. Some of you, this is a repeat performance. But I do think it's necessary to just turning those wheels and seeing like what happens when you do this and do this and do that. That way, when you start to talk, it starts to make sense and how to say, I did it, you did it, happened to him, happened to me. And it just starts to put it into motion how these things tend to work. You all are loved. Itzachan. Yeah, aware. People are loved. Fourth. No problem. I'll start with K.
Kadud
Chatudzechan would work, and so would Chududzechan. Chududzechan. And the last one, loved Atudzechan. Chunachoe Keuhan. Chunachoe Yaitlak Yata. Yes, the cut where object, a subject, Chunachoe Isaku. Yitu ye yeti owe hayukatangi. And joy you got to dark, oe wujin. Chu oya yak klein a yikte owe at kachtucha. A kachtucha. Ye owe hatuati. Katain aya in the city owe hayagu. Ye kakwati yuhan. At klein gunch cheesh. Sikuyi inyen katia khana. Ye owe achalcheis. Yellechait la yeltekat kaji ye tii. Gunch cheesh.
What's it going to teach Hunky?
Siagan Yuchan.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Bye.
Gunachi.
Gunachish Siagan.
Ayakwati.
What's up?